Welcome again to my tens and tens of friends. It is me, Teacher TJ, and today I will be reading a Reddit post. I would love to read the post with my glasses on, but the way the glare is set up, I can't do it. So, the title of this post is found from the child care workers. And the title is, well, I guess the OP is that the original poster is U/Lumpy dash Woodpecker 4028. And it's titled 4-Year-Old Coming Home from Nursery Swearing. I think we just spoke about that the other day. Well, my 4-year-old has come home using swear words. Now, we do not swear at home at all, not even slip ups, so we definitely know it didn't come from us. When asked, he said, boy's name, says it at nursery all the time. I don't know how to handle this, as I obviously know I can't monitor what other people say, but also there's an expectation that swear words are not being used at a nursery for children ages 0 to 5. When I used to work at a nursery, it was protocol that if someone or another child swore and other children were around and heard, we would have to write an incident report for the other children and inform the parents that they heard such a word. I think it's appalling that children so young even have these words in their vocabulary. And if it is very frequent and being picked up by other children, then something needs to be done. If talking to the parent doesn't fix the issue, then that child should be kicked out of nursery, in my opinion. Or is this too far? Yes, Shug, it's a bit too far. I have no idea that they are even informing child names parents. So, to respond to that, I personally do not inform child. Well, I kind of do a verbal. If it's like more than once, it's like the kid keep using the swear words and stuff. But if it's one cuss word in a day, I don't think people understand how busy a teacher is. First of all, the day does not stop because I need to write an incident report, or the day does not stop because your child bit another child. It's like so much happens in a day, and that's no excuse because we signed up for it and expectations are expectations. I get it. But it's like, I'm probably not going to write well, I guess I could do something that would be a quick message to all of the parents, but overall, I don't really tell parents of every little thing that's going on in the daycare. Now, if there is a parent that feels like they must know every little thing that's going on in the daycare, and it's different for a center versus a home, I think you have to tell parents of every little thing that's going on in the daycare. But in a home daycare, it's like, if it's your child doing the swearing, I'm probably more than likely just going to speak to you. And actually, I think the best way to do that is through the Brightwell app that I speak about a lot, because I might forget by the end of the day, because I don't want to say it's not that deep, but because to some it might be. But kick a kid out for swearing, I'm not gonna do it. But maybe you need to go find another daycare because it's just too much for your liking. And then when you get to that daycare, you'll notice these kids cuss everywhere. But it's not in a way that is like all day they're just sitting around cursing with each other and stuff. It might be. I have one now that is, I had to stop her often from saying, what the hell? But the crazy part is it'd be so fitting. It'd be like something happened and she'd be like, what the hell? And I'd be like, right? No, I'm just playing. I'm like, you can't say that, and I told the mom that, your child is cursing. But I did have a group that was OC, out of control with the cursing. So, and as a parent, I don't want my toddler cursing. But it's like the most a teacher can do is to ask the kid not to curse. I don't even think I would suspend you for cursing, but as a teacher, I think it's important to remember we talked about having to make parents believe that or the students believe that you're going to do something. You're going to believe that I mean, if it's like totally terrible, like a sailor going ham with the curse words, then maybe I would like have the parents believe I'm gonna have to send your child home if they keep cursing, especially if it's affecting the other kids. And I think a few timeouts might need to be handed out, and maybe that'll help. Usually a conversation about respect and how that makes the other children feel makes the cursor like understand the seriousness of cursing. And sometimes you might even have to incorporate a short little video of someone popular that the children like to help them convey the message, to help get the message across. Also, there are books that you may read at circle time that can help get the message across, but kicking a kid out, not me, girl. So we'll read a few responses and then move on to the next Reddit. So Lavender Fairy Frog, I like that name, says a child getting kicked out for using a word is a bit far in my opinion, and also not really something a nursery could do easily, as inclusion is a very big and important aspect to running any childcare facility. Also, we can't always hear everything children are saying to each other. It's true, especially if the child who is swearing knows it's something they shouldn't be saying. It's entirely possible that they are saying it quietly when they know the adults can't hear them. A room full of 4-year-olds can be a loud place. Facts. I think just having a conversation with your child on how they are not words they should be using is the solution here. And I agree, because your child is probably going to be in school for at least 12 more years. Okay. So with that in mind, just because somebody is doing something does not mean that you get to, and just because someone else is doing something doesn't mean that your education should be disrupted. I still expect you to do your work even though whoever is over there cursing. And don't come in my house with that, because you know we don't play that over here. But this person goes on to say, swearing is a part of life and they will experience it at some stage or another, so preparing them for that and explaining it to them is inevitable. And the original post responded and said, I know, hence why I said if it is a reoccurring issue and it is constant, I don't think that should be tolerated. My child said he was told off by the staff, so they are clearly aware he is swearing, and my son says he says it all the time. I understand I can't shield my child from everything, but in a nursery it shouldn't be happening. We can't say what should or shouldn't be happening because it happened. So I ain't gonna say it should happen, but we can't say it shouldn't be happening. It's happening. Last conversation 659 says, you should definitely be informed if another child in your child's classroom is swearing. They shouldn't tell you which child is swearing, true, but they should be telling you. I would like to talk to the teachers first, but usually they can tell you what children are involved, and that's a fact. I don't say names. I just be like, so a kid was cussing, and we're working with them. Because that's all I can do is work with them. We'll read more and more response and then move on to the next post. Or that'll be the end of this video after one more response. Guilty GTR says, paraphrase it though, part of a toddler's child development is learning that some words have consequences just as some words rewards. And that's a fact. Some words have consequences. Like there's a lot of words that your child can't say, and you just teach your child not to say them. Just handle it calmly and move on. Don't hyper focus on it, because if you really hyper focus on it, it becomes a big thing. And that's something I don't do in class. I'm not like, I might pull a kid to the side and tell them, you can't say that. But to be like, whoa, you said that? Now all the kids want to say it. So yeah, you definitely can't hyper focus. Good point. Yeah, and then they go on to say because your child will use it more. And that wraps up this post. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below because I care about your opinion. Bye for now.